useful type, and there's a lot of strong attackers. The thing is, you can only use them against other dragons. Now, they are super strong against other dragons, but overall, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5, just because you don't really find the most use for it. In terms of the best ones, though, of course, Mega Rayquaza #1, Dragon Tail Outrage, followed by Mega Garchomp, Dragon Tail Outrage, Mega Salamence, Dragon Tail Draco Meteor, Palkia in the origin form, Dragon Tail Spatial Rend, Shadow Salamence, Dragon Tail Draco Meteor, Shadow Dragonite, Dragon Tail Draco Meteor, Shadow Garchomp, Dragon Tail Outrage, Mega Latios, Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, Dialga in the origin form, Dragon Breath, War of Time, Palkia, Dragon Tail Draco Meteor, Shadow Latios, Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, Mega Latias, Dragon Breath Outrage, Salamence, Dragon Tail Draco Meteor, and Rayquaza, Dragon Tail Outrage. Overall, nothing really got nerfed in the dragon category, but different moves got buffed. That's why you're seeing a little bit of changes there. I think Draco Meteor got a huge buff, so that's why you're seeing Dragonite prefer to run Draco Meteor over Outrage now. Let's move on to the electric category. How useful is the spot. Moving on to the fairy type. In terms of fairy type usefulness rating, I think it's pretty useful. You can use it against dragons and fightings and dark types, but there's not really the strongest Pokemon. That's why I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 in terms of usefulness rating. Now, in terms of the best fairy type attackers, Mega Gardevoir with Charm, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Gardevoir with Charm, Dazzling Gleam, Enamorus with Fairy Wind, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Grandma with Charm, Dazzling Gleam, Geomancy, Moonblast, Gardevoir with Charm, Dazzling Gleam, Hatterene with Charm, Dazzling Gleam, Togekiss with Charm, Dazzling Gleam, and Granbull with Charm and Play Rough. Looks like Moonblast, Play Rough, and Fairy Wind all got nerfs in terms of the fairy type attackers, so that's why you're seeing a couple different changes in that category. Let's move on to the fighting category. In terms of usefulness rating for fighting type Pokemon, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5. There's a lot of dark, rock, ice type Pokemon. Use these guys against, and there's also a lot of strong fighting type attackers, so it never hurts to have a team of these Pokemon. In terms of the best, we're looking at Mega Lucario, Force Palm, Aura Sphere, Palkia, Low Kick, Sacred Sword, Ferrosa, Low Kick, Focus Blast, Terrakion, Double Kick, Sacred Sword, Shadow Conkeldurr, Counter Dynamic Punch, Mega Blaziken, Counter Focus Blast, Shadow Machamp with Counter Dynamic Punch, Shadow Hariyama, Force Palm Dynamic Punch, Shadow Sock, Low Kick, Focus Blast, Mega Lopunny, Low Kick, Focus Blast, and Lucario, Force Palm, Aura Sphere. In terms of the fight, countered on nerf, on a really big buff. That's where you're seeing Keldeo overtake Terrakion and turn out the best in Go, but Terrakion still flying. Those power. Okay, the fire category, which one are going to be the best? There's usually a better type to go ahead and use. That's not really the first team you should be building. In terms of the best, we're looking at Mega Blaziken, Fire Spin, Blaze Kick, Mega Charizard Y, Fire Spin, Blast Burn, Shadow Darmanitan, Incinerate, Overheat, Shadow Chandelure, Fire Spin, Overheat, Shadow Blaziken with Fire Spin, Blaze Kick, Blacephalon, Incinerate, Mystical Fire, Shadow Moltres with Fire Spin, Overheat, Shadow Ho with Incinerate, Sacred Fire Plus, Shadow Entei with Fire Spin, Overheat, and Shadow Infernape with Fire Spin, Blast Burn. Overall, it looks like a bunch of different moves were buffed, specifically things like Fire Spin and Overheat, but also looks like Fire Fang was nerfed. That's why you're seeing different Pokemon drop, like Reshiram, and also Blaze Kick got a big buff. That's why you're seeing Blaze Kick over Blast Burn on Mega Blaziken. Then let's move along to the flying type category, which is obviously dominated by one Pokemon. In terms of useless rating, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. Not a lot of times you really want to use flying type Pokemon over other types of Pokemon. In terms of the best, we're looking at Mega Rayquaza, Air Slash Dragon Ascent by a long shot, followed by Rayquaza, Air Slash Dragon Ascent by a long shot, Shadow Honchkrow, Peck Sky Attack, Shadow Unfezant, Air Slash Sky Attack, Mega Pidgeot, Air Slash Brave Bird, Shadow Straptor, Gust Fly, Deltog, Gust Shadow Moltres, Wing Attack, Sky Attack, Air Slash Brave Bird. Nerf, that's why different Pokemon like Moltres are getting a huge drop. Also, Air Slash got buffed. Okay, let's talk Ghost type Pokemon. What are gonna be the best? In terms of Ghost usefulness rating, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. A lot of people think Ghost is useful. Yes, you can use it against Ghost types and Psychic types, but really, you're taking super effective damage from those or neutral damage, and there's usually better options. Very strong attackers in this category, starting with Dawnwing's Necrozma, Shadow Claw, Moongeist, which is like one of the best attackers now in Pokemon Go as a whole. whole. This move is so busted you can use it in neutral scenarios like Mega Rayquaza. Also Mega Gengar, Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Shadow Gengar, Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Mega Banette, Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball,
Gila.
with Hex, Shadow Ball, Shadow Banette, Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Gengar with Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Giratina with Shadow Claw, Shadow Force, Cephalon, Astonish, Shadow Ball, and Chandelure with Hex and Shadow Ball. Pretty much all the moves in the Ghost type category got big buffs. That's why you're seeing just completely different things, and especially Moongeist and Shadow Force. That's making them really, really strong. Okay, let's talk grass type. What are the best grass type attackers? Well, in terms of grass usefulness, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. I think it's a useful type, but there's generally just better Pokemon you can go ahead and use. And there's also not really the strongest Pokemon in the grass category, but it is one of the categories that got one of the biggest changes. In terms of the best, we're looking at Mega Sceptile, Bullet Seed, Frenzy Plant, Mega Venus, Frenzy Plant,
全部丸見えねいくよはっよっ歌え僕の生元に波の花が共に舞い治療しないとな
命の重みを知りなさい薬も毒になり得ますさあ
はびこりなさい
Usefulness rating, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5. And the main reason is because the only type that can hit electric type Pokemon for super effective damage. So in that aspect, it is a very useful type because there's only certain Pokemon that can only take super effective from ground types. In terms of the best, though, we're looking at Primal Groudon, Mudshot, Precipice Blades, Shadow Groudon with Mudshot, Precipice Blades, Mega Garchomp, Mudshot, Earth Power, Groudon, Mudshot.
手をつなぎましょう私のお家にいらし頑張るよ世界を熱狂の渦にお披露目治療しないとな
ようやくは口に逃がし
痛くしちゃうかも
It's just the legacy moves of legendary Pokemon. Precipice Blade got a huge buff now. Shadow Groudon attackers that can be used in neutral scenarios and do crazy amounts of damage. Mudshot over Mudslap on your raid attackers now. What about the Ice category? Ice, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 usefulness range just because I think there's a lot of Dragon type Pokemon in Pokemon Go, and Ice hits them for super effective damage without taking super effective damage in this.
このダンスをあなたに行くよよ僕をたたえよ歌え僕の名のこれこそが知恵の伝道治療しないとな
命の重みを知りなさい
はびこりなさいおぼった
さあ
Not much has changed this category. The top attackers are still the top. So in terms of the poison type, I give it a usefulness rating of 3 out of 5. Now before I would give it 2 out of 5, but because I think there's more fairy type Pokemon appearing in Pokemon Go in the raids, Enamorus, Zacian, Xerneas with these newer generations, I think poison does see more use. And we've also seen a buff in poison type Poison Jab Sludge Bomb and an illegal Poison Jab Sludge Bomb.
What the?
Sludge Bomb, Shadow Drapion Poison 6 Sludge Bomb, Naganadel Poison Jab Sludge Bomb, Shadow Toxicroak with Poison Jab Sludge Bomb, Shadow Victory Bell with Acid Sludge Bomb, Roserade Poison Jab Sludge Bomb, Shadow Vileplume Acid Sludge Bomb, and Shadow Alolan Muck Poison Jab Gunk Shot. The buffs for this category, well, there were none, just a bunch of moves were nerfed, so I completely take back. Poison types actually got a really big nerf. That's kind of crazy. It looks like the move Sludge Bomb and Poison Jab were nerfed this season, so that kind of sucks overall. Yeah, okay, maybe poisons aren't as good as I thought. I bet steel types are better for taking down fairies. Speaking of steel types though, let's talk about the best steel type Pokemon in Pokemon Go. I'm gonna give these guys a 4 out of 5 because they are strong. And again, steel type Pokemon go ahead and hit fairies for super effective damage, which is a rare ability to have. In terms of the best ones, we are looking at
Oh, we can go into this.
Sunseal Strike, Bio-Lance
Okay.
is the best. Followed by Shadow Metagross, Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, Shadow Excadrill, Metal Claw, Iron Head, Shadow Empoleon, Metal Claw, Flash Cannon, Metagross, Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, Mega Aggron, Iron Tail, Heavy Slam, and Excadrill.
Oh, why isn't it to be Goblet?
A bunch of different moves like Metal Claw and Iron Head were buffed, and it looks like Bullet Punch was actually nerfed. That's why I've seen Metagross and Shadow Metagross.
全部丸見えお披露目だ波の花が共に舞いよ世界を熱狂の渦に私のお家にいらっしゃい痛く
薬も毒になり得ますさあ婦人科
覚えたわよはびこりな
Future Sight, Dusk Main Necrozma with Psycho Cut Future Sight, Shadow Metagross Zen Headbutt Psychic, and Shadow Alakazam Psycho Cut Psychic. In terms of the Psychic category, nothing got nerfed, just a bunch of buffs.
じゃじゃーんこのダンスをあなたに頑張るよそれ光り輝くがいい痛くしちゃうかも知識はあなたにも
薬も毒になり得ます。良薬は口に入れす。
Starting with Mega Tyranitar, Smackdown Stonehead, Shadow Rampardos, Smackdown Rock Slide, Shadow Sirius, Smackdown Meteor Beam, Shadow Tyranitar, Smackdown Stonehead, Mega Diancie, Rock Throw Rock Slide, Rampardos, Smackdown Rock Slide, Rhyperior, Smackdown Rock Wrecker, Shadow Aggron, Smackdown Meteor Beam, and Terrakion, Smackdown and Rock Slide. In terms of the Rock category, just a bunch of different moves got buffed, but Rock Throw actually got nerfed. That's why you're not seeing Mega Aerodactyl or Mega Diancie as high anymore. Overall, the Rock category is still very good, and still all the top attackers, not much has changed, just everything kind of got buffed, and maybe different Pokemon got a little bit better. That brings us to the last category, the Water type. The Water type category, I will give a 3 out of 5. Again, one of those categories where I find it's useful sometimes, but just you don't find yourself using your Water type teams as often. But there are certain scenarios where you can only really use Water types, or you want to use Water types. In terms of the best ones, you're going to see Primal Kyogre, Waterfall, Origin Pulse, Shadow Kyogre, Waterfall, Origin Pulse, Regular Kyogre, Waterfall, Origin Pulse, Mega Swampert, Water Gun, Hydro Cannon, Mega Gyarados, Waterfall, Hydro Pump, Shadow Empoleon, Waterfall, Hydro Cannon, Mega Blastoise, Water Gun, Hydro Cannon, Shadow for Alligator, Waterfall, Hydro Cannon, Shadow Gyarados with Waterfall, Hydro Pump, Primarina with Waterfall, Hydro Cannon, Shadow Crowdon with Waterfall, Crab Hammer, Shadow Swampert with Water Gun, Hydro Cannon, and Mega Sharpedo with Waterfall, Hydro Pump. In terms of what changed in the Water category, just a bunch of moves got buffed, and specifically Origin Pulse. Again, the Kyogre move got completely buffed, so now it is completely broken, and Kyogre, Shadow Kyogre, Primal Kyogre can just be used as any type of raid attacker because they're just so strong. And yeah, guys, that is all 18 types, all the new moves. Now, I just want to drop a quick theory. Based on looking through all these Pokemon, it looks like Niantic went ahead and buffed a lot of the legacy moves and signature moves on legendary Pokemon.
生死には掟があり、天地には断りがある。電動の境目がどこにあるかなんて試してみなければわからないでしょ。
be a play at getting people to do more raids for these, and so they get more money. But it looks like a lot of the signature moves on legendaries got huge buffs, and maybe we'll see this more in the future. And I do want to say as well, Niantic did note in their tweet that they may change this stuff in the future, so it's almost kind of like a risk now for powering up Pokemon for raids, because your top attackers could become kind of mundane. Nonetheless, though, as you notice, not too much has changed, but there are certain Pokemon, like Kartana specifically, which was pretty expensive to power up, but now it's just not as good as a grass type attacker as it once was. Nonetheless, put in the comments below what your thoughts are on these changes. Do you like them? Do you not? I think it's kind of cool, I guess, new Pokemon to go ahead and hunt and try to get the best attackers of.
Oh shit, give us that. Wait a moment, eh? Ah shit, aku kata tangan kiri.
「この同点も華やいできま」 同点について。
Okay, we got 2 new ones.
いい天気ですね。福袋に新しく入った薬草を。
安心しろ。
What the hell? What the hell? Oh, you was really want us to do so how genocide, man. What the hell? They put all the babies there.
昔からの持病です。